During the Holocaust, Nazi scientist Sebastian Shaw killed young Eric Lenscher's mom to reveal his metallic mutant abilities. Okay, in the present, Eric plans his revenge against Shaw. By the way, Shaw is also a mutant, sure. Meanwhile, the CIA's Moira McTaggart discovers that Shaw and his mutant allies are up to something. So Moira enlists the help of mutant expert and telepathic mutant himself, Charles Xavier. Then Charles saves Eric's life during a botched mission, the two become friends, and together they enlist mutants to fight Shaw. These include Hank McCoy/Beast, Alex Summer/Havoc, and Charles' adopted sister Raven/Mystique. While Charles believes mutants and humans can coexist, Eric maintains that they are destined to fight, so this causes a rift between them. Shaw's plan is to initiate nuclear war so that only mutants survive. Oh, our team thwarts his plan, but in the ensuing chaos, Charles gets shot and his legs are paralyzed. Eric decides he can never make peace with humans, and so, along with Raven, parts ways with Charles. In the past, a young James Logan sees groundskeeper Thomas kill his dad, so Logan uses his mutant claws to kill Thomas. But wait, Thomas was his true father. Gasp! So Logan and his mutant half-brother Victor/Sabretooth run off and become soldiers. Okay, then Major William Stryker recruits them to his covert team, but Logan grows disenchanted with the group's immorality and quits. But then Logan's girlfriend, Kayla Silverfox, is murdered by Victor. Gasp! Logan gets Stryker to reinforce his claws with adamantium so he can defeat Victor. But it turns out that both Victor and a not-dead Kayla are working under Stryker to help him capture mutants. Gasp! So with Gambit's help, Logan storms their base. Victor, momentarily switching sides, helps Logan fight mutant killer Wade Wilson while the imprisoned mutants are taken to safety with Charles. In the end, Stryker shoots Logan in the head, erasing his memory. Logan then dubs himself the Wolverine. Congress proposes forcing the mutant population to self-register. Sure, while Charles doesn't agree, he worries how Eric will react. Meanwhile, Mary de Encanto/Rogue, a mutant who can absorb others' powers, flees from home. While on the run, she befriends Logan, who is now a cage fighter. Okay, but then Victor attacks. Luckily, Scott Summers/Cyclops and Aurora Monroe/Storm save them and take them to Charles, who now runs a school for mutants under the name Professor X. Here, Logan meets and falls for Scott's fiancée Jean Grey. Victor, Toad, and Raven are all part of militant mutant brotherhood led by Eric, who now goes by Magneto. The brotherhood kidnaps Rogue, and Eric intends to use her powers to activate a machine to turn an entire conference of world leaders into mutants, thus thwarting their anti-mutant sensibilities. Well, the X-Men battle the Brotherhood on the Statue of Liberty and successfully destroy the machine and arrest Eric. Kurt/Nightcrawler attempts to kill US President McKenna, so the government's William Stryker raids Xavier's school and kidnaps some students, Scott and Charles. But Logan escapes with Rogue, Bobby/Iceman, John/Pyro, Storm, and Jean. However, the military shoots down their ship. But wait, Eric and Raven save them. Why? Eric explains that Stryker and his mind-controlling son Jason forced Kurt to do his crime and now intend to force Charles to kill all mutants. Gasp. So the new allies storm Stryker's base, save Scott and the students, and kill his minion Utigo. During this, Logan also remembers his past with Stryker. But wait, Pyro, Eric, and Raven betray them and try to use the machine to kill all humans. Gasp. But the X-Men stop them. Then the dam begins to flood, so Jean sacrifices herself to allow her friends to escape. The government has developed a cure for mutation. Some mutants, like Rogue, like this, while others are horrified. Sure enough, Eric assembles an expanded brotherhood to fight it, including Juggernaut and Pyro. However, Eric abandons Raven when she is accidentally cured. What? Meanwhile, Scott finds a not-dead Jean, but then she kills him. Why? An alternate personality, the Phoenix, has taken over. Eric, wanting to recruit Jean, and Charles wanting to help her, both confront her. However, the Phoenix kills Charles, Gasp, and allies with Eric. Eric's brotherhood storms the cure's labs and fights the soldiers, but the X-Men, including Iceman, Kitty Pryde, and Angel, arrive to fight back. Amid the chaos, Hank injects Eric with the cure, removing his powers. Whoa. However, the Phoenix begins killing people en masse. Though it pains him, Logan kills her, ending the battle. Also, surprise! Charles assumed the body of his twin brother and is alive. Okay. In the past, Logan saved Ichiro Yashida from the nuclear bomb. Now, the mutant Yukio reunites Logan with Yashida, who is dying of cancer. Yashida asks to take Logan's healing power, thus curing Yashida and allowing Logan to end his miserable life. Logan refuses, Yashida dies, and the Yakuza come to kidnap his granddaughter Mariko. Logan takes her to safety and then falls for her. Yashida's physician, the mutant Dr. Green, has Mariko's former lover Harada hunt the two down, but the Yakuza kidnap Mariko and bring her to her father Shingen, who plans to kill her to inherit Yashida's company. Harada then kidnaps Mariko, leaving Logan and Yukio to finish off Shingen. Dr. Green and Harada then capture Logan and reveal that they intend to extract his healing power and place it into an adamantium suit, the Silver Samurai, in which Yashida is still alive. Gasp! Harada switches sides and dies, Yukio kills Dr. Green, and Logan and Mariko unite to finish off Yashida. 2 years later, Eric and Charles meet Logan at an airport and request his help. In 2023, advanced Sentinel robots have taken over the Earth to kill all mutants. How? In the past, Raven assassinated Bolivar Trask, the designer of the Sentinels, thus setting off a wave of anti-mutant sentiment that led the US to release Sentinels on the world. Sure. Now, Charles, Eric, and Kitty send Logan to the past to stop the assassination. Logan awakens in 1973 and seeks out the young Charles and Hank. Though Charles has grown cynical, he agrees to help, and the trio allies with Peter Maximoff and a young Eric for their mission. Then the young Raven ambushes Trask, only for the team to stop her. However, this event causes wide anti-mutant hysteria and inspires President Nixon Nixon to approve Trask's Sentinel program. But Eric then takes over the robots to kill Nixon instead. Charles, having regained hope by speaking with the older Charles, convinces Raven to save Nixon. Thus, the dark future is averted and the entire timeline is reset. The ancient mutant Ensabanur/Apocalypse awakens and decides to take over the world, allying with the young Aurora, Caliban's assistant Psylocke, and Angel. Okay. Meanwhile, Raven and Alex Summers bring Kurt and Scott to Charles' mansion, where Scott meets and falls for the young Jean Grey. Also meanwhile, Eric lays low with his new family, but then the authorities corner him and murder his family. Devastated, Eric kills them all and joins Apocalypse. Apocalypse then attacks the X-Mansion and kidnaps Charles. Also, Alex inadvertently destroys the mansion and dies, though Peter is able to save everyone else. Then Stryker comes and captures Hank, Raven, Peter, and Moira. But luckily, Scott, Jean, Kurt, and a dazed Logan save them. Okay, Apocalypse plans to use Charles' power to enslave all humanity, so everyone arrives in Cairo for a final standoff. The team persuades Eric and Aurora to switch sides, while Charles battles Apocalypse telepathically. Then Jean unleashes her Phoenix potential and destroys the villain. Charles then decides to start a formal team, the X-Men. In the past, Jean Grey loses control and kills her family. So Charles enlists her in his school and suppresses her traumatic memories. Now, the X-Men go to save some astronauts. But during the mission, a cosmic force strikes Jean. Oh no. Back on Earth, Charles' psychic blocks are undone, and Jean's powers run wildly out of control. In the process, Jean attacks the students, her long-lost father, and even the X-Men, ultimately killing Raven. Gasp. Now, Vuk and the Dabari aliens plan to kill Jean and extract her powers. Also, Hank and Eric, mourning Raven, move to kill Jean, while Charles and the X-Men counter. Then the military comes and arrests all the mutants. But surprise, the Dabari attack once more. Now, the mutant factions unite against the threat until Jean, making amends with Charles, unleashes her full potential and descends to defeat the aliens. In the end, the school is renamed after Jean, and old friends Xavier and Eric sit down for some chess. Wade Wilson, a mercenary for hire, falls in love with dancer Vanessa Carlyle. Then Wade gets cancer. He leaves Vanessa to spare her the misery, but then learns of an experimental cure that might give him superpowers. Wade agrees to this and meets Ajax and Angel Dust, who inject him with a serum to awaken mutant genes and then subject him to severe torture. During this, Wade learns that Ajax secretly plans to make Wade into a superpowered slave, so he escapes. Wade does in fact develop super healing, but the process has left his body horrifically disfigured. With Weasel's moral support, Wade, now Deadpool, hunts and kills Ajax's men to find a cure. However, the X-Men Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead intercept Deadpool to curb his violence. But then Ajax kidnaps Vanessa. Gasp! So Wade, along with his X-Men friends, confronts Ajax and saves Vanessa. When Ajax reveals that there is no cure, Wade kills him. Wade has been killing a lot of bad guys, but then one of them kills Vanessa. Gasp! Grief-stricken, Wade reluctantly joins the X-Men with Colossus, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and Yukio. Their first mission is to save a young mutant named Russell from an abusive orphanage. But then Cable, a time-traveling soldier, arrives to kill Russell because he grows up to become evil. But in a vision with Vanessa, Wade realizes he must protect the kid. So Wade assembles the X-Force, including Domino, to stop Cable. However, Cable then agrees to spare Russell if the team can avert his path to evil. But Russell and his ally Juggernaut are already trying to destroy the orphanage. Cable shoots Russell, but Wade takes the bullet instead. Moved by the sacrifice, Russell calms down and averts his dark future. Then, via some time travel antics, Cable revives Wade, and Wade revives Vanessa. Logan is now old and weak, and the adamantium in his body is poisoning him. Charles has dementia and accidentally killed many of the X-Men in a powerful seizure, and Logan and Caliban now care for Charles the best they can, as the mutants have stopped being born and they're all that's left. Wow. But then, Logan discovers a young girl named Laura who has claws just like him. How? Xander, Rice, and Transigen used old mutant DNA to engineer mutant children as weapons, but then the children escaped. Now, Transigen's Donald Pierce hunts Laura, forcing her, Logan, and Charles to run. However, Rice's X-24, an exact replica of Logan, attacks and murders Charles. Gasp! Luckily, Caliban sacrifices himself to allow Logan and Laura to escape. Logan then helps Laura reunite with the other children, but Transigen finds them once more. Logan and the children fight back and kill everyone, but Logan is fatally wounded. The children gather around him tearfully, and then, after almost 200 years of pain, Logan dies. So the X-Men franchise is characterized by a wide variation in quality. You have the first X-Men film, which largely defined the modern superhero genre, and then you have things like Dark Phoenix, like Apocalypse, which didn't do much to help it, but it gave us the Wolverine. Yeah, they've had problems with plot consistency, but in the end, it was actually a worthwhile ride. I'm excited to see what comes next for these characters, but the franchise that we've gotten already has been pretty fun. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, share it, and let me know what you want me to summarize next. Thanks for watching.